Hey guys, in this video, instead of doing mods, I'm going to show you what to do in the scavenger store, how to farm stuff in this, and also with all the different types of currency we have, what to spend your currency on in shipments every refresh. So I'll go ahead and start with shipments. First one, only thing I ever spend in here is the four uh, things that require credits. If you need shards or anything, I guess you could always look through there, but then that's what the weekly shipment's for. You could spend crystals on pretty much anything you want. But at the top of this page, I wouldn't recommend ever spending your shard shop, whatever this thing is that you can roll for shard shop currency. Um, Omicrons for your raid tokens. Not necessarily a bad thing, but 3750 for one is very steep. If you need Omicrons and you do it, that's not a bad thing. I personally don't, but I understand some people will. Omegas never pretty much do anything to buy Omegas. They are worthless after about 1 million GP. I don't think I was ever out of Omegas for anything, for Zetas, Omicrons, anything. Uh, Kairos. With all the light speed tokens we've been getting lately and will continue to get according to CG, Kairos are not what they used to be. Really don't need to spend any credits or anything on Kairos unless you are doing multiple farms at once early on and somehow run out. But other than that, wouldn't waste Kairos on that, or credits to get Kairos. Episode shipments. Depending on how much you get all 5 Omicrons each week on the refresh, no matter what. Some people lately with the Relic 10 stuff using fragment and signal data to get Relic 10 stuff. So that is a route you can go. I personally am not worried about Relic 10 for a while, so I skipped that. These Mark 3s never. Omegas, like I said before, never. Kairos, never. Injectors. After a few million GP, you'll start to get these at a rate that you can't keep up with. Even before Lightspeed tokens, I was way surpassing it, that I wasn't worried about these ever. Character shards. If these are characters you need, I think they refresh them every 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. And you need it, that would be a good thing. I'm at 13.5 million GP. I don't think there's any tunes besides Conquest that I don't have max, so I usually just skip that. And then next, I would say the most important thing after Omicrons is the 6.mod stuff. I would recommend purchasing all these top 4 things. Again, depending on how much episode currency you get each week. And then the micro attenuators. These cannot be bought for crystals or anything else. So whenever you have a chance to get these, I would say get them. And then this one, depending on how you are mod-wise, this one you can burn through extremely quickly. So I'm always having to buy this just to keep up. These other two, as you could see, I'm not dangerously low on. So those I don't need to worry about. And then all this stuff, gear and relic mats, not really useful. Era shipments. You have 2 choices. Lightspeed tokens or relic 10s. If you're below 12 million GP, I want to say, then I would get Lightspeed tokens all the time. Once you start getting after 12 million and stuff, then you could think about relic 10ing a few people. Then you could start purchasing that with this currency. Again, a lot of people, they don't get as much, so it's hard to save up anyway. So most people, I would say I would worry about Lightspeed tokens. Unless you're endgame, then you could just throw it all on Relic 10 stuff, which is what I'm doing. Cantina, I usually buy one or two character and ship shards for my shard shop. That's it. If you're really low on shipbuilding material and need a little bit to do an upgrade or something, that's an option, but that's not a good return. So I would skip that. Guild currency. So it is either buying these gold mod slicing pieces, or it'll usually be right here in the store, but it's not there now. There is a piece you could buy for 100 that gets you a relic slicing mat. I'll show you in a bit. That is the best way to get it. Then let's see. Let's go down to the Mark III currency. So there's a couple options you can do. I'm currently doing Zetas just to get a few saved up because I just did Honda, burned through all my Zetas, and I still have some tunes on that team that don't have all their Zetas. Gerda keypads would be probably the better option than that, depending on where you are. And then the best thing for Mark III rate of return wise would be your Relic 8 stuff. That would be the arrow magnifiers and impulse detectors. I would say worry more about the arrow magnifiers because impulse detectors are easier to farm in the scavenger shop. Mark II, I tend to not recommend using your Mark II for these. The only exception would be these middle pieces. As you could see, they're worth $285 to get 5. But if you look at other ones for 5, it is $335. Some are $425. These middle pieces that are used on the right side of Gear 12, those are the best rate of return for Mark II if you're going to use it for gear. If you're not going to use it for gear and you want to worry about getting relic mats, Electrium and Zimbital cards are now for Mark II. They used to be Zimbitals were Mark III. That was really annoying. With this, keep in mind though, up to Relic 8, maybe Relic 9, I'd have to double check, you'll need twice as many Electrium conductors as you will Zimbital cards. So always want to probably have a 2-to-1 ratio for whatever you have saved up. Mark 1 currency. Chromium transistors, never use it for this. Rhodium heatsinks, never do it for this. Bronziums are what you need the most of. I think up after Relic 5, then they become the most, all the way up till 10. It's what you'll use the most of. It's a little annoying to farm them, but it is doable. So if you are going to buy it, I would do Bronzium, maybe a few Carbonite, depending on how much you have saved. Credit-wise, you probably want to get, later in the game you want to get at least 100 million saved up just so you don't have to worry about anything. I spend a lot of credits on mods, so I'm always playing catch up. Same thing with shipbuilding stuff. I usually spend most of that in credits on mods. And then this little thing's usually like 150 currency, so that's nothing. I'll always buy this no matter what it is. Then, of course, if you're low or almost out on something, you could scroll down and get big chunks. I would recommend if you're like at 200 or 300 for any of these things to just keep buying 10 packs. You'll be amazed how much you'll get just each refresh because we get 4 to 5 refreshes a day. And you tend not to run out on anything unless you're doing multiple farms at once. Squad Arena. Gear-wise, that's gross. Don't do it. Prestige, you should never run out of prestige except super early game, so that's not worth it. Credits, this is not a good rate of return because unless you're like rank 1 in Squad Arena, this is going to be like every 2 days. Instead, I just buy for 400 some character on here to go to my shard shop. Galactic War, always buy one of the ships. 4 ships are better than 10 character shards for a shard shop currency. Mods, that's a whole nother thing. We'll do that. Fleet Arena, Zetas only. That's the only thing you should buy on here. If you're super early game and need some of these, that's another thing. Oh, I should have said also with same thing with Galactic War and Squad Arena. If you're super early game and need any of these tunes, of course, do that. but mid to late game, you shouldn't need any. So always just do it for the shard shop, or do it for Zetas. So here, I would recommend with your Mark III raid currency, I usually buy 1 or 2 Gerda keypads depending on when they refresh in the store. The rest I throw on these attenuators because, like I said, you can't even buy them with crystals, so always good to get them when you can. Your Mark II, I would tend to just buy your your right gear 12 pieces, so stuff like this one, and then your Mark 1. That's where I spend on all these purple ones because each gear 12 piece needs 40 of these, so you burn through these a lot. Couple of these left ones you could buy, but I would strictly just use it on the purple gear that you need. Grand Arena currency only on mod mats. These gear pieces are horrible rates of return. And then shard shop. Again, if you need any of these capital ships, that's priority. Then Darth Vader and Grievous, I would say, are your next. Then it's pretty much whatever you need. I usually buy it on a couple of these gold ones, and then more of that purple gear, just because, like I said, you burn through it so much. Conquest. Conquest, pretty much the only thing you'll ever need to check is the characters. If, say, you did really bad some conquest and need to buy a few shards to catch up because you got a gold crate, that's what you should do. Other than that, you should only use this currency at the scavenger shop and the conquest nodes. Datacrons, the only thing you should be doing is currency if you're low. You rarely will ever need this or this with your shard shop currency. The most common one you need is actually the Mark II, the middle one, which is why that is the only one you cannot buy with shard shop currency because CG hates us. So since that's the only thing you really ever run out of, the only other thing would be the reroll mats, which is why I spend so much of my other currency on shard shop just so I could buy some of these every refresh, so I'll have a bunch saved up for my Datacrons. Legend tokens, Omicrons only. If you end a legend event and you don't have the 600 for it, just save it till the next round. Omicrons are probably one of the most important things in the game. If you're early game or took a break and don't have any of these tunes, I would say that's more important than Omicrons. But if you don't need any of these or you don't want to work on them right now, then Omicrons. All right. And then let's burn through this scavenger real quick. So, where is it? So, with the first one, what I tend to do is this. This actually covers 3.5 of your scavenger things right here. It gives you this, which is good for Relic 8. I'm spacing on the name, but Relic 8 slicing. This sprinkles into your chromium, which starts at Relic 4. This is for your Relic 5, and just farming this node, you will get enough of these to pretty much cover all your Relic 5 and up needs for that. This is a little bit in bronzium, and then this is for your circuit boards. And again, there's other options you can do. I think this one is, yep. So this fleet arena, I use most of my fleet currency on this node just because that you tend to need a lot of, and it's also for Relic 9. If you have extra, you can scavenge that, and you get a bunch of those just gradually while farming that. Bronziums, you could either buy them with your currency in the store like I showed, or if you also want to farm some Kairos, 7B light side, you can get Kairos, and then you won't get a lot of Kairos, but you will get a lot of those. Chromium transistors. So this is the thing I was talking about. That is sometime in the guild store. Let me go back to show really quick. There. So it'll be one of these blue things. Every refresh has a like 25% chance of being 10 of those for only 100. Extremely good deal. Just to give you an idea, show you what 10 of those get you. 34 for just 100 of that currency that you get, what, around 200 plus a day just from doing the guild activities. So you do that. Anytime it comes up, you will never have to worry about these ever. If for some reason you forget or you are doing a bunch of tunes, these two things you get in your challenges, and after a while you will get so many more of these than you know what to do with. Also with lightspeed tokens, you don't get them as much, but they're in challenge this one. Yeah, so this one will give you a bunch of those just to make up the difference if you need. Heat sinks, always craft these because one crafted gives you 5, and to get 5 the other way you will need 45. So 45 of those, but to craft it is only 20, so you're getting double the rate of return. In fact, let me go ahead and just convert those. And then, yeah, this one is the one I said you can get from, where is it? Lightside 9F. So it gives you that as well. Electrum conductors, I only buy with that Mark II currency. Same with Zimbitals. I do have some stuff saved up for Zimbitals that I sometimes use. Impulse detectors, like I said, this one gives you so much. So if you're going to farm it that way, do that instead of... and then arrow magnifiers, that's what I use my Mark 1 currency on if I'm not doing Zetas. Gerta keypads, you could do it with the Mark 1 currency from the raid, or these work good. This is actually not good to farm. You hardly get anything from it, but this one, like I showed earlier, you get a bunch of other things that split off into other scavenger pieces. Droid brains, if you're in a guild that doesn't win territory war a lot, then you would need to probably use Kairos. Luckily, my guild, we do pretty well. As you can see, I have 181, and that's with having 40 relic 9s. So, not a whole lot, but still, I'm nowhere near running out. Corrupted signal data. If you're super endgame and want to do it this way, fragmented signal data is the best or easiest way to do it. I would not recommend it unless you're super endgame, though. After you get 1 or 2 relic 10s, I would just not worry about it for a while. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.